Welcome to the conversation at airsafe.com. I'm your host, Todd Curtis. On October 29th, 2015, a 767 operated by Dynamic Airways International caught fire prior to takeoff from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The flight was on a scheduled international flight from Fort Lauderdale to Caracas, Venezuela. There were 90 passengers and 11 crew members on board, and after the aircraft caught fire, they successfully evacuated the aircraft. And although there were over a dozen injuries, there were no deaths among the passengers or the crew. On the following day, October 30th, I spoke with Newsmax Television about this event.
Well, there's a dramatic scene yesterday at a South Florida airport as a plane caught fire on the tarmac in Fort Lauderdale. 21 people were hurt. Two of those folks remain hospitalized. Officials at Fort Lauderdale International Airport had to delay flights for hours. No deaths, though, have been reported. For a better grasp on what happened, we welcome in aviation safety expert Todd Curtis, president of AirSafe.com. Todd, scary for anyone who has ever traveled on a plane to see flames like that. Tell us what went wrong.
Well, the preliminary indication is that there was some sort of problem in the left engine area, and it caught fire. This could be through for any number of reasons. But the important thing here is that once the issue was identified, the crew took appropriate action, evacuated the aircraft, and as you said earlier, no one was killed by it. And also the firefighting crews at Fort Lauderdale kept the fire down to the point that the wing and the engine are damaged. But the fuselage itself, the fire never penetrated that far.
Now, as I understand, this is a 767, but an older aircraft. Do you think that this could be some sort of maintenance issue here?
Well, that will certainly be something the NTSB will investigate. They are leading the investigation. This particular aircraft was over 29 years old, which makes it one of the earlier 767s ever produced, and it was flying with various operators around the world. But keep in mind, this airline was headquartered in the United States. They have to fly under United States rules, which are perhaps by far the strictest rules in the country. So maintenance records, as well as repair records, any replacements that were done on the engine, etc., that will all be in the historical record, and the NTSB will be looking at that.
And that was a lot of questions, or one of the questions, rather, that a lot of us had when we took a look at this. Dynamic Airlines, not something that is up there with a Delta in the same respect. But you don't think that has anything to do with this incident? Who was actually operating that plane?
Well, that again remains to be seen. Dynamic Airways has been around since about 2010. They formerly operated a smaller kind of aircraft, an MD-88. They have about 5 767s right now, and all of them are older 767s which had been with previous operators. And although this is a small operator, it's not a very old operator. Again, just like any other jet operator, especially a passenger jet operator, they have to adhere to the same standards. So although the aircraft may have been older, they have to adhere to the same standards, the same upgrade standards if there was a part of the airplane that had to be, by regulation, removed and replaced. So again, all of this will be looked at by the NTSB, and if there are things that are out of place with respect to either the maintenance or the paperwork behind that maintenance, that will come out.
All right, Todd Curtis, thanks so much again, and as always, great to see you.
For more information about airline safety and security, please visit airsafe.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.